So it's World... Great start to the video. It's World Autism Awareness Week, that's what I'm trying to say. Happy wow. I keep saying that to people. People keep saying that to me, so happy World Autism Awareness Week. I'm not uploading daily. However, I think I've got 7 videos coming this week. So you do the maths there. Might not do though. My plan was for today was to upload a film I've been conceptualising, but hadn't got around to making. So I'm hoping I can make it this week to share with you by the end of the week. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I really want to try everything to make it happen because I feel it's something that needs to be out there in the world, and I want to give a different perspective, and I want to take risks and all that stuff. I did a whole live stream on it yesterday. Angled a bit up, aren't we? I have already done something for World Autism Awareness Week. I was on the telly box. There's a screenshot of me with my title, Content Producer and Vlogger. That's what I'm doing here, producing content and vlogging. Well done. Yeah, that was cool. If you live in the UK, do the iPlayer link in the description. If not, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it uploaded somewhere, but it's not, so oh well. But yeah, anyway, let's get into today's video. I want to talk about identity and being on the autistic spectrum. Exactly 1 year ago and 2 hours and 15 minutes ago, according to my clock, I uploaded a video called We Are Autism onto Facebook and YouTube. That is the proudest I've ever felt of being autistic. That's the proudest I've been able to feel to say I'm autistic and be really proud of that and have it a big part of my identity. However, that's not the case all the time, and it's something that I've touched on, but I just want to group together all the thoughts in this one video. Cool. I can quite easily break it down in my life, so luckily, prior to being diagnosed, well, I did identify as autistic. So, up until the age of 15, I had no idea that I was autistic. I just thought everyone else was a bit strange. If everyone else is a bit strange, that normally means that you're the strange one. But, you know, I was getting on with life. I was loving school. I was loving the routine of it. I was doing well in school because genius. And then as we started to get older, teenagers are emotional people, and be surrounded by 1,000 of them a day, yeah, it grated down on me. And that's when I first started to realise that I was I wasn't right with emotions like everyone else. I didn't express them properly, I didn't read them properly, I didn't understand them properly all the time. Not that it wasn't happening, it was just different. And then I went on holiday, and we met a family, and there was a guy in that family. He's a year older than me. I need to catch up with him actually. But we had a conversation one night, and it was just a really deep, intelligent conversation. It wasn't, well, not deep, it was just a long conversation, but I was like, God, we're on the same wavelength, and it felt really good. And then the next day my mum was like, oh, did you know that he's autistic? And I'm like, I didn't. But I didn't realise autistic people could be like that. I had my conceptions because I have family members on the spectrum, and I had people at school, and I'd just not seen me on the spectrum, if that makes sense. So naturally I did a little bit of research, and I was like, yeah, I guess this is me then. And I did throughout the last few years of school, when people would say like, oh, why do you do this, like this, something, oh, I'm autistic. I just said I am autistic. I didn't say I think I am. I said I am. And I did that quite a lot, so I kind of, then, I didn't like shout it from the rooftops, but it was there. A friend of mine, Lizzie, who I made a video with like 2 years ago, I must catch up with Lizzie as well. See, a list of people I must catch up with. She said she knew all the way along, but as soon as, like, I had a big conversation with her about it, and we went through a lot of it, and it did just make sense, but I didn't feel the need to go and get diagnosed because I was happy in life. So at that point, it was part of my identity. It was the underlining thing, which I didn't actually even speak to my family about it at that point. It was just in school. It was the, oh, Connor, why are you doing that? But I didn't understand what autism was to its fullest level then, really. Then when everything went topsy-turvy, when I turned 18, that's when I went to get diagnosed because I'd seen something, well, I'd seen a lot of things. I saw a bit on This Morning about autism, and just, I'd seen like the TMI campaign, the first one of them, and everything started to like just line up, and I was like, yeah, this autism thing. And I went to get diagnosed, and the GP that referred me was like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. So I was like, oh, okay, there is a strong possibility. And then I saw the first consultant, and she said, oh yeah, I definitely think you are. I don't know how you've been missed all your life. We're definitely looking at kind of an Asperger's here. And that was in July, and from July to September I did use Asperger's, even though I'd not had my final diagnosis. I knew at that point, I knew, but I used the word Asperger's to describe myself when people asked about it. And because I started doing a lot more independent things that summer, and I kept freaking out at things a lot more. So when people were like, oh wait, yeah. I think I did use the word autistic as well, but it was Asperger's was the main thing. Well, and then I got diagnosed, and definitely started using autistic. I stopped using Asperger's because I wasn't diagnosed with that. I was told that people don't use that anymore, and my diagnosis actually said formally Asperger's. We've had this conversation many of the times about Asperger's. And at that point, I feel, I've heard this happen to a lot of people when they get diagnosed. You become more autistic than you ever have been through that first initial period. It's because you finally learn why things are the way they are. And all these little coping mechanisms, you kind of ease off them a little bit, because you're like, I'm autistic. I know that now. I don't have to be masking myself constantly to do what these neurotypicals think I should be doing. I'm going to, you know, take a step back. I'm just going to be me. And yeah, you definitely, well, I definitely really lent into that and started a YouTube channel. And that's how my YouTube channel started, really, wasn't it? With I Am Autism. And that, see, it took a good like a year of me thinking that everything in my life was because of my autism. It was hard because at that point, and because that was something that I became passionate about and it became my hobby as well, that was kind of all there was about me. You know, I still love Lego, I still love Minecraft, but it was autism. Whether that's the fact I've just been diagnosed, or that I'm starting to work in that field, or everything, yeah. So like the word autism almost became synonymous with Connor. Holly Smith, as in Holly Vlogs, she put me in her phone contact as Connor Autism. There we go, exposing. It definitely started to transition over the course of last year, when I'd started developing more skills as to how I could cope in my adult life. Therefore, things that were affecting me, I was struggling less with, and I started to get a better sense of me again. Like, because it was so easy to just push everything and blame everything on autism, even the positives, even the negatives. So that when I had that time to take it away and kind of explore who I was again, it's interesting. And of course, there was the period from kind of, I'd say, November to February or whenever it was, when I made the I Hate Being Autistic video. That kind of ended the period, but I tried to avoid it, which was strange because I'd built a brand up around it. But I personally had felt that whilst it explains me, I don't want it to reflect me entirely. And this is the weird thing. So of course, because I'm an online person, I question myself on this so many times. I'm like, what, are people just subscribing to me, following me because I'm autistic? Or are they subscribing and following me because I'm me? And I did a live stream last night where I kind of voiced a little bit of what I was going to do in this video. And someone said this, and I can't remember who it was, so please make yourself known in the comments. They said, I found you because of your autism, but I stayed because of you. And I was like, oh. I was really touched by that. After the live stream ended, I was really thinking about that. I was like, that's the kind of thing that I need as reassurance, to know that people understand what Connor is, and it's not that I'm not just autism. It's completely fine if you are here to just hear me chat about autism, but that's not all I'm going to chat about. And I keep saying that, but I do need to make some other videos, don't I, about other things. I'm going to make a video on Lego soon, so deal with it. But at this point in my life, it's really interesting because my closest friends, it's hard to explain. My closest friends don't see my autism because they just see me. They see the fact I'm a bit of a weirdo sometimes, and we will equally take the mickey out of, because that's how I like to feel about my autism. I like to take the mick out of it, and I do that a lot, and my friends will join in on that occasionally. Ultimately, I know deep down they know exactly what to do if things were to go really wrong, because they've dealt with it before. However, I like that. I like the fact that my best friends see me for me. And it's weird because you do have people in your life who don't see you for you entirely. Like one of the things that annoys me the most is when people say to me, "Oh, you don't like this, do you, because you're autistic?" I'm like, well, why append that because you're autistic? Just say, you don't like that, because I don't like that. Because that's as far as it needs to go. And that's what assures me that people are seeing me and not just a condition. Like, I've had people say to me before, "Oh, I won't give you a hug because you're autistic." And I'm thinking, well, you don't go up to a neurotypical that doesn't like hugs and say, "I'm not going to hug you because you're neurotypical." Just say, "I'm not, are you comfortable with me hugging you?" There we go. That's the perfect answer, isn't it? Or question. And in this point in time, I'm completely content with my autism. Like, the film I'm going to make this week means I have to push myself out of that being okay mind frame for a little bit, just to explore the kind of deeper down feelings. I sound like a proper... I can't think of any other way to describe this without using a swear word, but if you can fill in the blank, you know what I mean. I just feel like a bit of a... when I say stuff like that, because... yeah, when creative people go, we go, don't we? But that's the thing, the autism is like that much of me. I hope I get to the point in life where, fair enough, like, it's my brand at the moment, kind of, to be autistic, and that's what a lot of people know me for. But I hope that when people hear my name, whether that's people I know, whether that's people I don't know, when people say, "Oh, tell me something about Connor Ward," they don't just go, "He's autistic." Because I don't want that to be the first thing that comes to people's mind. And I reckon a lot of people feel the way about that, and I hope you do. And I wonder how everyone else feels about that. If you're on the spectrum, please leave me a comment about if you feel like that sometimes, where you're like, just me, look at me, I'm here, not just this condition which makes me cry occasionally. So you've not had any of that on camera for quite a while, so good luck. It is World Autism Awareness Week though. Let's see where it goes. We never know. But cool, I think that's quite a nice video there, so I shall leave it there. Again, leave me in the comments about identity. Maybe you're not even autistic. Let me know about something else which you feel defines you, but you don't necessarily want it to define you, but people automatically attach you to that label. Ultimately, I see the autism as a way to explain to people and to myself kind of like a shortcut as to why my most unusual behaviours are the way they are. However, I hope that in that they don't look at my normal behaviours and just assume that they're all autism and there's actually some personality there. Did that make sense? I don't know. But yes, happy World Autism Awareness Week. I've got something like quite exciting coming tomorrow. So yes, but that won't actually be on this channel, but I shall make a video on this channel saying here's where to find it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Happy WoW again. Bye.